Hello and good evening, everybody. Welcome to Central Point and Crater High School for another broadcast of Roseburg High School basketball. Coming up tonight, the Roseburg boys are on the road against the Crater Comets, and we are looking forward to a big matchup here tonight as Roseburg looks to try and end a losing streak against this Comet squad. Roseburg hasn't won against Crater since back in, they've lost 4 straight against Crater coming into this matchup, so it's been a little while, and I'll find that number in my notes here at some point. There are 5 straight games that Crater has won against Roseburg, dating back to the 2014 season. Last time that Roseburg got a win, February 4th of 2014. So we're looking to see if we can pull out a win for the road team here tonight as we bring you to Crater High School in Central Point. I'm Joey Kieran. Thanks, everybody, for tuning in and joining us for tonight's broadcast. It's great to have you with us. Tonight's game is streaming live with video online at 541radio.com. You can find the broadcast there and watch with us, or you can head on to our YouTube channel. That's 1490 The Score on YouTube. You can find us there and follow the broadcast with us. If you do that, we encourage you to hit the subscribe button, and then you can follow Roseburg High School sports throughout this calendar year and be able to follow everything. Once we go live, you get notifications that we're going live with another high school sports broadcast here on The Score. So hit the subscribe button on our YouTube channel, 1490 The Score, and follow Roseburg High Sports with us here into 2024. Roseburg comes in with a 1-1 record on the year. Crater is 5-0 to start out the season. We'll see how this one plays out tonight for these two clubs. Roseburg coming off of their first loss, and this is their first time on the road this season. We'll see how it all plays out here tonight. The video stream is brought to you by our friends at the Cow Creek Tribe. We appreciate them sponsoring Roseburg High Sports for another year here on The Score. We'll go ahead and take a quick 2-minute timeout here in the pregame show. When we come back, we get a chance to catch up with Roseburg head coach Jordan Humphreys. That's right around the corner as we get ready for Roseburg and Crater from Central Point here on this Tuesday night on the 541radio.com and on The Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
Hey there, sports fans. Thanks for watching this local sporting event online at 541radio.com. Did you know there's more than one way to watch games online? You can watch games on your laptop or desktop computer, your tablet, or even your smartphone just by going to 541radio.com. But we also use YouTube to stream all of our video broadcasts, which means you could be watching this game on your big screen TV with a number of different streaming devices. You can stream our live YouTube broadcast through your PlayStation or Xbox gaming device, or through streaming devices like Google Chromecast, Apple TV, or Roku. There's plenty of ways to follow this live local sporting event. Plus, you can find past events archived on 1490 The Score's YouTube channel. Find us on YouTube and subscribe today to keep up with the latest in local sports coverage.
For over 100 years, Douglas County Farmers Co-op has been serving the needs of farmers, ranchers, and homeowners throughout Southern Oregon. Here, everyone is welcome. When you shop with us, you can expect good people, good products, and good advice. No membership needed. Just bring yourself, and we'll provide the expertise and products you need to tackle your next project. Douglas County Farmers Co-op, where everyone is welcome to shop.
When the first Cascade branch opened in 1948, things were a lot different here. The fact they're still here says a lot about the way they do business.
Staying in business for 75 years requires the cooperation of generations. It's the desire to learn and grow with your community.
My account number is only 5 digits long. What that tells me is that this is a local credit union.
Cascade Community Credit Union would like to thank you for 75 years of growth and support here in Douglas County.
Back here with more of our pregame show here on The Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM, streaming with video online at 541radio.com. Joining us now is head coach of the Roseburg boys basketball team, Jordan Humphreys. Coach, you guys are on the road for the first time this season. How's it feel to load up the bus and get those wheels a-moving for the first time?
I actually like road games a little bit better. I feel a little bit less stressed on the road. Usually I get to watch more of the JV and the JV2 games when I'm at home, I feel like there's always something that I got to deal with or handle. And so when I get out here, that's people that I have to go talk to so I can watch games a little bit more and see where kids are at. And I use the bus ride a lot for individual talks with guys, pull them up to the front of the bus, and we talk about previous games or talk about stats or talk about how they're doing in the classroom and if they got other stuff that they got going on. We're able to do a few team things during that time as well, so I think it's a pretty valuable time that we can grow.
Yeah. How big is it to go to a new place for guys at this level? You know, we haven't been down to Crater for quite some time. I know I've been here, but it's been ages since the last time I remember doing a game down here. So is that anything that ever kind of pops up with young kids like this going to a new place for the first time?
That's a great question. I don't know. I know we were talking yesterday, and Mike has said he's never beat Crater.
Yeah.
And the last time we were here was during COVID.
Yeah.
It would have been our last game of the year when Coach Johnson was coaching, because the previous game I didn't get to end the game. And so the last time I was here would have been, I think the year before that. We also played here back-to-back years. But yeah, the last time we were here was during that COVID year, and I wasn't with the team. But
yeah, neither was I. They didn't want me to travel for some reason during that whole thing. So yeah, it's been a little while since we've been down here to face the Crater Comets, but it is a team that you guys have seen plenty through the last couple of years. That familiarity, does that provide anything for you as you get ready for the matchup? I know every year, you know, teams are a lot different. So, being able to know a little bit about this team, it's a second-year head coach for the Comets that you got to see for the first time last year. Any of that familiarity come into play for you?
A little bit. They got quite a bit different personnel, and every year is different. You know, we always go in and prepare like it's a brand new team. It's nice to know some of the guys and what they've done, but a lot of times, especially when it's not league, right? We don't see them twice a year. It's kind of early, and so it's kind of tough to tell exactly what they got. And yeah, second-year coach, looks like they're doing some different stuff from last year. But a lot of the talk for these guys is, hey, we started out 2-0 last year. We felt like we should have won this one. We came on our home opener and dropped it. We maybe got a little excited early in the game and kind of, made some simple mistakes. So a lot of these guys are excited for hopefully a little revenge.
Yeah, I was reading back on that game from last year, and I had the quote from Boston Williams saying that, hey, maybe we were playing a little bit more for the fans than we were playing to actually go out there and play good basketball. And along with the last question there, at this point in the season, my guess, especially as you mentioned, not a league opponent, your focus is more on you guys rather than game film and scouting the opponent going into this matchup. You guys are more working on running the offense the way you want to see it after just 2 games on the season.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, especially with us just having 2 games and a week of practice, we got a lot of time to kind of hopefully iron some things out. Obviously not too happy with some of the stuff we saw against North Eugene, but some stuff to build on. And I always watch film, but I don't always show it with the guys or even the scouting report with the guys. I kind of just tailor practice towards the actions that they're going to do, so they know what defensive stuff to work on. But we're not going over this guy's a shooter, this guy's a driver near as much, and we're not breaking down their offense and that type of stuff. So definitely not as much that early. And that's just kind of a different mindset to help work on us. Yeah.
Oh, you've had a little bit of time, since the last game against North Eugene. It's been a week off of competition for the guys, but they've been working in practice, I'm sure, plenty here over the last few days. What have you guys been trying to do as you focus on you?
A lot of it's still just around building team trust with each other, right? When you have a new team, especially early, and guys are trying to figure out their roles and how they fit into the team, then a lot of it is guys, kind of either dropping their egos and figuring out, hey, I don't have to go out and try and score 40, or I don't have to go out and, take 20 shots or whatever. And we last game had a lot of guys forcing some bad shots, and that's kind of one of the things we talked about. Hopefully we're taking less contested shots tonight and just working to get the best shot out of the offense, the best shot for the team, some of that, and then also even just running our offense a little bit better. Going back and watching the film, offense was a little scattered, and so spent a lot of time kind of trying to clean that up and slow the pace down for them, mentally slow the pace down so that we can get into the actions we want to get on the offensive end.
How difficult, you guys graduated a pretty strong senior group from last year that had a lot of leadership kind of guys on that team. How difficult can it be sometimes to get guys that are used to being kind of letting other guys take the lead? What can you do, and how difficult can it be sometimes to get a guy to understand that, look, you're kind of moving into this position of being a leader, and it's okay for you to kind of now try to step into that role. You don't have to play second fiddle because you're now the senior, or you're now kind of the guy on the team that we're going to look to do this.
Yeah, it definitely depends on the kid, right?
Yeah.
Some kids are a little bit more reluctant to and not quite as comfortable. With some kids are eager and ready, and they're like, hey, it's my time, I'm going to go get it. As far as production or attacking on the offensive end or being confident in the skill set they worked on over the summer. But then as far as the leadership part, a lot of it is me trying to coach and bring a guy along, say, hey, you're a leader, whether you like it or not. and here's what you got to do to be a leader. You have to be more vocal. You have to call guys out in the locker room. You have to direct things on the floor, and getting guys to step into that and take ownership of that, or else you have kind of a directionless team. And when you have a directionless team, that's usually not a good thing. So trying to find guys that want to and are capable, right? It's kind of it's a tough combination because sometimes the guy that wants to and thinks they are, the team doesn't want them to, and sometimes the guy that doesn't want to but the team does want to is a little bit reluctant. So
it's the team chemistry part that they're still working on here early on in the season, as every team probably around the state is looking to try and kind of fill those roles and get everybody accustomed to where they're supposed to be. Well, Coach, really appreciate the time here in the pregame, and we'll look forward to seeing how things play out here tonight.
Sounds good. Let's have a good one.
Head coach Jordan Humphreys joining us here in the pregame show as we count down to tip-off between Roseburg and Crater tonight. Let's take a look at how these two teams have gotten to this point here in this season. Roseburg hasn't played since last Tuesday when they were hosting North Eugene. It was a pretty competitive game early on. It was Roseburg overcoming an early deficit and led by 7 at halftime, 26-19. They led by as many as 9 points early in the third quarter, but they couldn't hang on to the lead. North Eugene went on to shoot 14 for 18 from the free throw line versus 6 for 10 for Roseburg. North Eugene was 6 for 20 on three-pointers in that one. RHS just 3 for 19. So they couldn't keep up the early momentum, and the second half they kind of fizzled out as North Eugene would come back for the win, handing Roseburg its first loss of the season. Roseburg is at 500 at 1-1, but ranked number 17 in the latest OSAA OSAA power rankings to start out the day here today. And Roseburg's actually the highest ranked team out of the Southwest Conference so far through non-conference play. There is not a single team in the conference right now that is above 500 to start out games here tonight. So you've got Grants Pass at 3-3, South Eugene 2-2, Roseburg 1-1, South Medford 1-2, Sheldon 1-2, North Medford is 1-3, and Willamette is 0-4. Speaking of the Willamette Wolverines, they lost against this Crater team on Saturday, 69-60 the final score in that one. Crater took an early lead and held the rest of the way. Crater made 7 3-pointers in that game, was 14 for 25 at the free throw line, and Willamette had 2 players ended up fouling out in that matchup. So the latest win for the Comets put them at 5-0, a 69-60 win on top of Willamette on the road in Eugene on Saturday. For Crater, they have played just one team so far this season. They've played 5 games, but only one of the teams that they've played has a winning record as of right now. Now, they played 3 teams from California to start out this season in a tournament, and they've played Hidden Valley and also Willamette. But out of those 5 games they've played, they have not played they've only played the one team, Hidden Valley, who is 3-2 on the year. That's the only team with a winning record that Crater has faced so far. Now, Roseburg's going to continue the trend. Roseburg at the moment does not have a winning record. So there you go. Last year for Crater, they were 14-10 on the season, finished 5-7 in the Midwestern League under first-year coach Brian Scott. Scott now in his second year leading the Comets. They did not make the state playoffs last year, finished 1 spot most likely out of the 16-team playoff field for the 5A classification. 16 teams get in. They've got a little bit of at-large selection there, and Crater finished at number 17 a year ago, just on the bubble, but unfortunately on the outside of things. They graduated 14 seniors from last year's team. None of those seniors were all-league selections. They do return first-team all-league selection Ashton Acree as well. But then they did have another one that looked like was going to be coming back, junior Ty Dolan. He was an honorable mention all-league selection last year, but he's transferred to South Medford for his senior season, so we'll see him later on in the season when Roseburg takes on the Panthers. There was also 2 underclassmen that were on the roster last year for Crater when the two teams met that are not listed on this year's roster, presumably transferring out or deciding not to play basketball this year. So last year, Crater winning against Roseburg by a score of 70-69. It was the home opener for Roseburg, and the Indians couldn't polish off a win to go to 3-0 on the year. Heard head coach Jordan Humphreys say that he kind of assumed that the team kind of came out a little amped up, a little too involved, a little too emotionally involved in being there in front of the home crowd for the first time on the season. And Boston Williams, a senior on last year's team, told me that much after the game was done, that they got a little kind of caught up in all the emotions of being at home for the first time. Roseburg led by as many as 10 in the second quarter like a year ago against Crater, but Crater outscored Roseburg 25-12 in the third quarter to take the first lead of the game for the Comets. And Crater hit the go-ahead free throw to put them up 70-69 with 9.2 seconds to play, and RHS could not get off a final shot for a shot at the win. A year ago, Micah Mendoza had 17 points in that loss to Crater. Owen Bentia had 5, and Asher Vredenberg had 7. So we are getting ready for tonight's matchup. Roseburg and Crater just about to tip things off here from Crater High School in Central Point, Oregon. A quick look back here. JV just wrapped up their game not that long ago. Roseburg's JV team losing for the first time this year, 60-53, the final score in that one. They had that game close, but could not polish it off. Let's go ahead and take our final break of the pregame show. When we come back, it's time to get a look at your starting lineups here on 541radio.com and on the Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
Mountain Mike's, pizza the way it ought to be.
Deciding where to purchase your next vehicle is just as important as the vehicle itself. At Roseburg Honda, our seasoned staff is dedicated to matching you with the right car. From sales to service, our goal is to make sure all of your needs are met, and you leave our dealership feeling good every time you visit. No need to waste your valuable time driving up and down the freeway when the ultimate car buying experience is right here at home. Roseburg Honda. We treat you like family.
Are you an enthusiastic sports fan? Want to have fun and get in on the action?
Heck, yes, that'd be awesome.
Have great attention to detail? Want to stay active?
Definitely.
Want to give back to the student athletes in your community?
Obviously, yes.
Then you'd make an excellent high school sports official. We need more officials in Oregon, because with no high school officials, there are no high school sports. Sign up today at highschoolofficials.com.
Do I have enough money put away to retire?
Plan for your future with confidence. At Palm Wealth Management, we'll help you see a clear path to financial peace of mind. Call Palm Wealth Management today.
Brook Communications radio stations have joined forces with the News Review and Lotus Web Services, announcing the Lotus Media Group, a multimedia enterprise. Web, broadcast, print. Make it happen with Lotus Media Group, LLC.
Back here at Crater High School after the national anthem, let's take a look at tonight's starting lineups. First for the visiting Roseburg Indians, led by head coach Jordan Humphreys. It'll be Micah Mendoza, the senior, along with senior guard Julian Lopez, another senior at a guard position, Asher Vredenberg. Owen Bentia, a junior, one of two in the starting five tonight for Roseburg. Bentia at a guard position, and at a guard forward post position, junior Caden Luther. That is your starting five for Roseburg. On the home side, head coach Brian Scott's in his second year. His starting five will be senior 6'3" forward Cody Duckowitz, a senior 6-foot guard Ashton Acree, an all-conference selection a year ago. At a guard position, junior 6'1" Ben Higginson. At a guard forward position, listed at 6'3", it's junior Kyle Biddle. And then rounding out the starting five, a sophomore 6'2" guard Julian Grant. That is a look at tonight's starting lineup for both of our clubs here this evening as we get ready for the opening tip. Flying solo here in the booth tonight, so we're going to try something a little bit different with our score bug. You've got it up there in your top left corner for those that are watching online with us at 541radio.com or on our YouTube channel. The video stream is brought to you by the Cow Creek Tribe. Opening tip is going to be Kyle Biddle against Micah Mendoza. Roseburg's in the road blacks here tonight. White numbers on the front and the back. Roseburg across the chest in white. They've got the orange and white striping around the edges of the jersey for the offset. On the other side, the home whites for Crater. Orange numbers on the front and the back of the jersey. Crater across the chest in orange. Roseburg will be moving left to right on your radio dial to start things off here in the ball game. And Crater will be going right to left. Opening tip is up, and it's Mendoza that tips it, but he might have got it on the way up, and so they're going to redo the opening tip here for us. Nope, they're not going to redo it. It's going to be Crater basketball. So the Comets will have it to start out the ball game. Biddle will inbound from the far side. At midcourt, here we go, underway in tonight's contest. Roseburg looking to hand the Comets their first loss of the season. Acree will hand it off on the right side. Bringing it to the top, Higginson got it away. They get it to Biddle on the left wing. Back out to Acree for a three-ball attempt. It was short and then out of bounds on the baseline. A miss on the straightaway three for Ashton Acree. And Roseburg will get the basketball on the baseline. They'll bring it up the floor. It's Asher Friedenberg running the point. Bounces it away with the left hand into the corner for Mendoza on the left side. Luther gets it at the wing. Back to the top. Lopez, right wing to Friedenberg into the corner. Back out to the top. They reset. Working around to the left side. Mendoza trying to attack the baseline. His jumper from about 8 feet. No. Rebound tipped. And it's into the hands of Higginson for Crater. They'll bring it up the floor on the far side. Dribble to the top for Acree. Handoff. He races towards the basket as Duckowitz gets it from the left elbow. No. Long rebound out. Picked up for Crater. It's Grant with it. Lob out to the top now from Duckowitz to Biddle. He'll try to go against Mendoza. Nearly had it taken away with the double team. Things open wide up as Roseburg left Biddle all by himself, and he'll have the first 2 points of the ball game. 2-0. Crater in front. Going quickly the other way. Asher Friedenberg will explode to the rim and lays it in with the right hand. Ties us up at 2-2 with 6:38 to go here in the first quarter. Into the front court comes Acree. To the left side. Stopping at the free throw line. Pass away by Duckowitz. Acree in the corner. His three ball off the mark again. He has struggled with the three ball so far here tonight. Up the floor, Roseburg quickly attacking, but Friedenberg gets blocked at the rim. Rebound stays with Roseburg, and it's Owen Bentia for a three. And he gives Roseburg its first lead of the night at 5-2. First lead, biggest lead of the game for either side. Trying to answer a three from the left side. Rims out and underneath Bentia with the rebound. He'll push it up the floor. Into the middle, a scoop shot, wild one there for Asher Friedenberg, and he will give Roseburg a 7-2 advantage. Up by 5 for the Tribe. Into the front court on the far side, Biddle tosses out towards midcourt, where Acree will stand and yell out the offense As Crater sets up in the half court here in front of us. We're tucked into the corner here at Crater High School, looking down from an angle. In the middle, Biddle in the lanes, got it clear. Will give it out to the top. Higginson gives it to Grant, who dribbles to the top of the key. Nearly lost it, and a whistle. It's going to be Micah Mendoza. Crater will inbound from just first. Inbound to Biddle. Dribbles with the left hand. Back to the right hand in the lane. Pull-up jumper, knocks it through. Biddle's got 4. Roseburg quickly back to work as Friedenberg will race up the floor on the right side, draws it back out. Working the right side, now to the left with the left-hand dribble to Bentia in the corner. Puts up the dribble to Luther. They swing it to the top. Lopez, right side to Friedenberg. Wanted to bounce it underneath to Luther. He was out of position, and the ball skips away across the baseline, out of bounds. Turnover by Roseburg. So the Comets will get it back. Trailing right now 7-4. Instruct Biddle that he needs to tuck in his jersey. And we resume play here. 4:50 to go in the first quarter. Lob across the floor to Biddle. He'll attack to the right blocks, picks up his dribble. He tosses underneath, and it's a loose ball taken away by Lopez. Up the floor, gets it to Friedenberg. He got too close to the rim. His shot was blocked by the rim. Lopez got the offensive board. His putback was blocked. Up the floor, and now Friedenberg will block it on the other end. Roseburg had a couple of offensive looks, could not get it, and now they get a defensive stop on the other side, leading by 3. A timeout taken here at Crater High School. Let's go ahead and use one as well. A 30-second timeout here on 541radio.com and on the Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
To us, pizza the way it ought to be isn't just our slogan. It's our promise and our passion to give you the best dining experience and the best tasting pizza you expect. For over 40 years, we've been making pizza the way it ought to be. Handmade with the freshest and finest ingredients. Our dough is made fresh daily, and we use 100% whole milk mozzarella cheese and toppings edge to edge. There's pizza, and then there's Mountain Mike's Pizza. Pizza the way it ought to be.
4.5 minutes to go here in the first quarter out of the timeout taken, I want to say by Crater, but they don't have timeouts up on the scoreboard for me here. Inbound by Crater, and player knocked down. It's Owen Bentia whistled for the foul. Let's go ahead and pause real quick. 10 seconds for station identification. This is Roseburg basketball on the Score. Crater with the basketball. Out at the top, Biddle launches it to the left side for Cree. He'll make the two-hand pass to the far side, and it's a 3. Knocked down by Julian Grant, and that'll tie us up at 7-all. Roseburg's led by as much as 5. Their 3-point lead erased there on the 3 by Grant. Mendoza going to try to answer. He'll launch a 3. That one way off the mark. Not sure if he maybe had his shot tipped as it came out of his hands. Crater with it, up the floor, in the middle, no. With it, Bentia after the miss by Dukowitz. That's Friedenberg, and he races all the way to the other side. Friedenberg goes coast to coast after the rebound, goes all the way and cuts right through the middle of the lane. Pass left side, they go down underneath quickly there for Crater. Underneath it was Dukowitz for an easy 2. From the left side of the basket. 9-9 ball game, 3:22 to go here in the first quarter. Handoff to Mendoza, drives left side of the lane, drew some contact, fights through it, can't get the shot to fall, but I believe he's going to get a 2-shot foul here as the foul called on Ben Higginson. Going to have substitutions coming in for Roseburg here. You've got Michael Bosley up and ready to come into the ball game. Micah Mendoza misses at the free throw line. Roseburg not necessarily shooting the best at the free throw line right now. 70% as a team. Micah 73% at the line on the season. Second free throw for the lefty. Hits the front of the iron and falls in. Gives Roseburg a 1-point lead at 10-9. Crater with it. Up the floor. Grant. Double team. Ball tipped. And it's going to be Crater basketball. I don't believe a foul on that one. I didn't see a call. And the officials are very determined to make sure everybody's jerseys are tucked in here tonight. Inbound from just in front of the Roseburg bench for Crater. It'll be a Cree with the basketball to inbound for the Comets. Working the near sideline, lobs it into the backcourt for Biddle. 25 seconds on the shot clock, which of course is new this year in high school basketball. A Cree at the top trying to drive right side, picks it up. He gave it away to Bryant, and it's a loose ball taken away. Vredenberg will go up the floor, and Asher has 8 here in the opening period of the ball game after the takeaway by Roseburg. 2:47 to go. Pass up the floor. Biddle drew some defensive pressure, lost the handle. Now it's Mendoza with it. One-on-one, goes up from the right side, lays it in with the left hand. And Roseburg, a quick spurt there. They're on top 14-9, 2:32 to play here in the opening 8 minutes. Roseburg going with a zone defense, which has thrown Crater just a bit off. Driving baseline, Bryant will draw a whistle. Elijah Bryant has checked into the game, a 6'4" junior. Looked explosive in the warm-ups before the game. 2:21 to go in the first period. Roseburg leading once again by 5, matching their largest lead of the game. Inbound into the corner for Grant. Hands it off to a Cree. He goes, circles around, his shot blocked at the rim by Mendoza. And Fanagau, who's come into the ball game, was there for the board and then drew a whistle against Crater. They call that one on Biddle. Roseburg will have the basketball near their own bench, working from our left to our right. Vredenberg gets it in the backcourt. Roseburg leading by 5. Counting down to 2 minutes to go in the first quarter. Out at the top, Bosley with it. Going to dribble left hand. Tries to back his way into the lane. Kicks back out on the right side with it. Vredenberg draws back out with 18 seconds on the clock. Underneath to Mendoza. Draws a double team. Whips the pass around the defense. They get it to the left side. Bentia, no. But it's Fanagau with the offensive board. Roseburg gets another look, and Bentia got free. He lays it in. And Roseburg stretches the lead to 7, their largest of the night. Cree will bring it across the timeline. Roseburg tries to trap. The defense continues to follow with the zone. Biddle pulls up for the 15-foot, no. And underneath the rebound, boxing out Roseburg, able to keep the Crater Comets off the board. It was Mendoza that came down with the board. Kicks out to Bentia, a rainbow 3, back iron, no. Underneath, it's Biddle with the board. He gets it up the floor, and a two-hand flush for Elijah Bryant. That stops the run for Roseburg. Up the floor, Vredenberg has it with 1 minute on the first quarter clock. Left side, out to the left wing for Bosley. Lob it across the floor, too strong. Fanagau lost his footing, and I think that might have been the initial target for Bosley. Then he tried to air it out to Vredenberg, and it was just a bit too strong. Out of bounds to the Comets, trailing by 5 after being down by as many as 7. Walking it towards the midcourt stripe is a Cree. He'll angle towards the middle of the floor, back to the left, hands it off. They work it to the far side for Bryant. Lobs towards the rim, underneath, kick back out by Biddle. And it's Grant with it here on the near corner. Biddle trapped in the corner by Mendoza. Double team, and he loses the basketball. Roseburg with the takeaway. Bosley got it up the floor. Mendoza with it now. Goes to the rim, and he finishes with the swooping lay-in. Roseburg back up by 7, 18-11. 18 seconds to go. Shot clock turned off here in the first quarter. Roseburg trying to come out strong against the Comets, who are undefeated on the year. Around a screen, into the middle. A Cree draws a blocking foul on Bentia. And that's going to be Bentia's second. Crater will get the basketball underneath their own hoop. Excuse me, actually, they're getting shots here, and Acree misses the front end of it. Tonight's ball game is brought to you by Cascade Community Credit Union, belong to Douglas County. 8 seconds to go in the first quarter. Roseburg leading by 7, trying to cut into it here. The lefty Acree, second free throw, no. And it's Vredenberg down with the rebound. 5 seconds. They pressure in the backcourt. He lobs up the floor. It's picked off with 1 second from beyond half court. No. And at the end of the first period, it is Roseburg 18, Crater 11. We'll head to the second quarter of tonight's ball game here on 541radio.com and on the score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
At Douglas County Farmers Co-op, we want your four-legged friends to be healthy and happy. That's why we stock a carefully curated selection of pet, equine, and livestock supplies. From the premium foods your pets crave to grooming and show supplies that help you shine in the show ring, you'll find it at Douglas County Farmers Co-op. Our knowledgeable staff are here to help with those tough pet and livestock care questions. Stop by or shop at DouglasCountyFarmersCoop.com.
I'm confused by the huge market swings.
Get a better understanding of your finances. At Palm Wealth Management, we care about your priorities and help restore financial security. Call Palm Wealth Management today.
Mountain Mike's, pizza the way it ought to be.
8 minutes on the board to start out the second quarter. Roseburg leading this one 18-11. Working underneath, Vincent Ash into the game for his first minutes. He gets 2 right underneath, and Roseburg's on top by 9 for their largest lead of the night. I'm Joey Kieran here with you. Thanks so much for joining us for high school hoops tonight here on the score. Into the corner, Ashton Acree drives baseline, kicks a 3 from the left side. No. Weak side rebound, fight for it, a whistle. It's going to be Roseburg basketball. I believe that foul is going to be called on Higginson. That'll be his second in the contest. Tonight's game brought to you by DC Farmers Co-op, where everyone is welcome to shop. Leading scorer in the game with 8 points is Asher Vredenberg, getting Roseburg out to this early lead. Vredenberg works it up the near sideline. Before he crosses the timeline, bounces it away to Mendoza. An open look at a 3 in the corner, blocked out of bounds. That is Grant. The sophomore swats the shot by Bentia out of bounds. It'll stay with Roseburg. Timeout taken by Roseburg. We're going to go ahead and keep it right here as the Indians will get a chance to talk things over as the home crowd chants out to Roseburg. Our score here at the moment, 20-11. Roseburg in front here in the second quarter after the timeout taken by the Tribe. Tonight's game is brought to you by Moore Well Drilling, specializing in residential well drilling and available for commercial projects too. Call 541-580-5660 for free estimates. Out of the timeout by Roseburg. They'll have the basketball on their own end of the floor, down to our right. Inbounding from the baseline is Fanigal. Lobs out to the top for Spencer Bingham, who has come into the game. Roseburg has gone to the bench for quite a few. You've got Vredenberg and Mendoza, the only starters out there. Mendoza launching a 3. He's been off the mark from distance so far here tonight. Rebound down to the Comets. They'll bring it up the floor to the far side for Grant. Back around the top on the left side. Duckowitz, the catch and shoot 3. No. Rebound pulled down by Vredenberg. Knocked out of his hands. Out of bounds to Roseburg. Inbound will be right in front of Roseburg's bench. Sub coming in. It's Julian Lopez. He'll take over for Micah Mendoza, who's going to get a quick breather here. 6:54 to go in the second quarter. Roseburg leading by 9, 22-11. Vredenberg walks it up across the midcourt stripe. Pass away left side to Lopez. He'll attack. Stops in the left corner. Bingham, Fanigal to the right side for Vredenberg. Looking for the cutter. It was there for Bingham. Too late to get it to him. It's knocked away. Crater comes up with the steal. Vredenberg just didn't initiate that offensive movement soon enough. Out at the top, Biddle lost the handle, tracks it down, hands it off with the basketball. Higginson, pass away. Grant stopped at the top, tries to bounce it to Biddle. He gets trapped going to the lane, but he'll find a way to fight through the contact, and Kyle Biddle will get 2. Stops the run. Roseburg leading by 7. Right side, high off the glass, no. Slapping the backboard was Crater. The rebound pulled down by Bingham. A second look for Vredenberg. Now a third look for Roseburg as Ash came up with the rebound. But Roseburg could not get a bucket. Quickly from the left side, toss across the floor out to the top. Stepping into a 3 for a Cree, no. Rebound knocked down and pulled in by Crater. Comets fake the handoff, driving right side, and a foul called against Roseburg. That'll be the first here in the second quarter for the Tribe. As Ashton Acree tried to initiate looping around on the far side of the floor. 20-13, 5:39 to go in the second quarter. Roseburg in front. Mendoza set to check back in as Elijah Bryant will come back in for Crater. Kyle Biddle will get a breather. Biddle, the younger brother, I believe, of Oregon basketball standout Nate Biddle. Bryant cradles, tosses across the lane, out into the corner for Grant. Bryant gets it now to the far side of Cree with it, dribbles to the right elbow, gives it away in the corner. A travel call on the spin move by Duckowitz. Cody Duckowitz, the senior, coming off of a 20-point game against Willamette, turns it back over to Roseburg. Full court to go for Roseburg. Some pressure being applied by Crater. Fanigal will bring the ball up the floor. Works to the right side. Hand off to Mendoza. Speeds to the right elbow. Drives in, and he hits the runner. Micah Mendoza was 7 in the game. Roseburg's up by 9 again. Right side attacking in and fighting through the contact is Higginson. He's got 2. Lob up the floor by Fanigal. Got it to Bingham. He retreats into the right corner. Out to Ash. He's going to drive left side of the lane. Goes for the jump stop and a whistle. He had a bigger player on him and tried to go with the jump stop and the spin move back to his left. And it drew a foul there. Heading to the bench is going to be Duckowitz, Cody Duckowitz, the senior. Back into the game comes Kyle Biddle. Inbound goes to Micah on the left side. Ash whips it to the right side for Lopez. He drives into the corner. Back out. Fanigal will revert it back as the Indians will set up on the left side. Ash lost his handle, picks it up in the corner, and he gets called for a travel. Crater will get it back with 4:40 to go in the second quarter, trailing by 7. Ashton Acree handles the point, working to the far sideline, crossing midcourt, trying to use the screen from Biddle. Into the corner, Biddle gets it at the top, pump fake to the left, back into the right corner for Acree, drives in, got airborne shot, no, underneath, Higginson, the bucket and a foul. Ben Higginson with the offensive board and putback. He'll head to the line for the traditional three-point play. Spencer Bingham picks up the foul there. Second on Roseburg here in the second quarter. The and one. Back iron. Rims out, and Bingham will track down the board. Fanigal brings it across into the front court for Roseburg. Crossover to the free throw line. Out to Lopez for the 3. Long. Bingham fighting for the offensive board. Gets it on the baseline. Roseburg will get another look after the offensive rebound. Lopez on the right side, draws back out, bounce it down to Mendoza, double team comes, ball's loose on the ground, it's pushed out to Bingham at the top, gets it to Fanigal. He fires one through the defense, Mendoza can't take off, and Roseburg will reset. They've got 14 seconds on the shot clock, and a whistle And the official explaining to the scorer's table on the call there, but okay, so they reset the shot clock inadvertently there, so they had to reset it. That was the call. So Roseburg will have 20 seconds on the clock with 3:44 to go here in the second quarter, leading by 5. Mendoza with it on the right side. Friedenberg has come back into the ball game. Crossover, he picks it up just right of the top of the key. Fanigal gets it, almost traveled, didn't drag the back foot enough. Out to the top, 3 seconds. Roseburg's got to get up a shot. Fanigal won't get into it. They will blow the whistle. Roseburg just forgot about the shot clock, which they haven't had to worry about too much throughout this season so far. And there they miss out on the opportunity to try and get some points. Crater has fought their way back into the ball game, trailing by 5, 3:19 and counting. Fake the handoff left side. Acree attacking off the glass. No, fight for the rebound underneath. Acree pulled it in and draws a whistle. And that foul, I think, might go, we're going to call that on Lopez. Non-shooter, third team foul against Roseburg. 3:09 to go before the halftime break. Lob out to Biddle at the top. Pass it back into the corner. Acree, a 3. Got it. 3 minutes to go in the first half. It's back to a 2-point ball game. Crater has trailed ever since they scored the opening bucket of the game and led 2-0. Roseburg fought back, took the lead. They've led ever since. Friedenberg's been a big part of that. He drives in, double clutched, but he couldn't finish from the left side of the iron. Crater makes it just a one-possession trip down the floor for Roseburg. Dribble to the near corner for Cree. Hands it off to Bryant. Bryant out to the top. Lost the handle. It gets tipped away and out of bounds off of Roseburg. Tonight's game brought to you by Fisher's Hearth and Home, serving Douglas County for over 30 years with the largest selection of wood, gas, pellet, and electric stoves and fireplaces in the area. From the far sideline, inbound to Biddle. Whips it across the floor with the left hand, taking off. Grant got caught by Lopez, who steals it away. Leading the break, goes one-on-one into the chest of the defender. Shot blocked at the iron, but Friedenberg gets the board. He'll get it out to Lopez for a 3. Off the left iron, no. Mendoza with the rebound underneath, and he'll draw a whistle. So Roseburg with the defense got the takeaway, but they have not been able to necessarily always take advantage on the other end of the floor. Micah Mendoza will be shooting 2 with 2:09 to go in the first half. He hits the first. Mendoza now 2 for 3 at the stripe. Fanigal will get a trip to the bench as Vincent Ash comes back in. Caden Luther also in the game for Roseburg. Ash will get a rebound after the miss on the free throw by Mendoza. So Roseburg will get another look on the possession. 2:01 to go. Bounce to Ash on the right side. Looking for Mendoza. Mendoza can't lose his shadow. Ash has to toss it away out to the top for Friedenberg. He'll draw it back out towards the center circle. Pass away right side. Ash drives in, wanted to get it underneath, gets it to Mendoza. He draws a crowd, used the off arm to get a little bit of separation, and he floats one through. Back to a 5-point lead for Roseburg. 25-20. Left side, Biddle going to attack. Got to the free throw line, steps around, and a double dribble call as Kyle Biddle can't understand the call there. Tries to talk with the official that didn't make the call, and the official says, head back down to the other side of the floor, young man. You turned it over. Roseburg basketball. 1:27 to go in the first half. Roseburg leading by 5. Largest lead has been 9. To the left side, angled. Friedenberg hands it off to Mendoza. He lasers one to Lopez, and Julian finally gets one. Roseburg's second 3 of the ball game, and they're up by 8. 28-20. Roseburg in front as the first half starts to wind down. Left side, Grant, pump fake, drives to the right left elbow, and he'll draw a whistle. That'll be the 4th on Roseburg. They call that foul against Caden Luther. Inbound coming from the baseline. Lob out to the top. Biddle has it, marked by Mendoza. They revert it to the far side of the floor. With the left hand, Bryant got to the rim, can't finish it. Friedenberg pulls down the board. Up the floor, Roseburg running the break, setting up for a three from the left side. Lopez shot rings out. Friedenberg another rebound. He gets the turnaround put back. And Roseburg's up by 10. That's their largest lead of the evening. 30 seconds to go. Shot clock, game clock almost identical. And a whistle on the far side by Luther. He's going to get whistled for that foul. I've got that down as his second, but they're not putting fouls up on the scoreboard, so I'm not sure if I'm 100% accurate on all of that. 29.2 seconds to go. That's the fifth foul on Roseburg, so we're into the bonus. First free throw at the line for Julian Grant is good. There'll be no shot clock after this shot. Both of them go through for Grant. Roseburg will have it. Full length of the floor to go. Friedenberg brings it through the center circle. Pass it away right side to Lopez, who draws a whistle with 16.8 to play in this first half. An 8-point lead right now for Roseburg. Roseburg has outscored Crater here in this second quarter, 12-11. At the top, Friedenberg dribbles right hand, hands it off to Mendoza, almost lost his footing. Pump fake there by Bosley. He'll step back for the three. The rainbow shot, no. Friedenberg, the putback at the buzzer. No, it won't go. And we head to the halftime break with Roseburg leading this one 30-22. Roseburg in front of Crater as we head to the halftime break. They were able to stretch that out to as much as a 10-point lead, but they take the 8-point advantage into the locker room. Here from Crater High School, Roseburg in front, looking to get a win and snap a 5-game losing streak against the Crater Comets. Also hand the Comets their first loss of the season. We're going to go ahead and take a 2-minute timeout. When we come back, it's the halftime show. We'll get you caught up with everything from the first half of tonight's ball game here on 541radio.com and on the Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
Successful companies have a very important secret. Good advertising works and makes them money. That's why your business should contact Lotus Media Group. Let us help you cash in with multimedia advertising. Multiple touches from Douglas County's only Google certified partner and most effective advertising platform. Web, broadcast, print. Make it happen. LotusMediaGroupLLC.com.
To us, pizza the way it ought to be isn't just our slogan. It's our promise and our passion to give you the best dining experience and the best tasting pizza you expect. For over 40 years, we've been making pizza the way it ought to be. Handmade with the freshest and finest ingredients. Our dough is made fresh daily, and we use 100% whole milk mozzarella cheese and toppings edge to edge. There's pizza, and then there's Mountain Mike's Pizza. Pizza the way it ought to be.
Looking for more local sports coverage? CBS Sports Radio 1490 The Score has you covered. Check out our homepage at 541radio.com for sports stories, scores, and podcasts. And follow us on social media. 1490 The Score is on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. And take the station with you wherever you go with the 541 Radio app. Download the app in your smartphone's app store and get access to a live stream of the station, sports stories, podcasts, and easy messaging with the station and others.
For over 100 years, Douglas County Farmers Co-op has been serving the needs of farmers, ranchers, and homeowners throughout Southern Oregon. Here, everyone is welcome. When you shop with us, you can expect good people, good products, and good advice. No membership needed. Just bring yourself, and we'll provide the expertise and products you need to tackle your next project. Douglas County Farmers Co-op, where everyone is welcome to shop.
Here at the break, it is a 8-point lead for the Roseburg Indians, 30-22. I'm Joey Kieran, joining you here tonight on The Score. Thanks so much for tuning in for this high school basketball broadcast. Tonight's game has been brought to you by Flyway Travel. When you get ready to take that dream trip, make sure you've got a travel agent in your corner. That is Travel Leader Flyway Travel. Give them a call at 672-5701. They've got all sorts of great trips they could send you out on if you're looking for some ideas as well. Here at the break, Roseburg in front of Crater. Roseburg's been in front of most of this game. Crater took a 2-0 lead to start out the ball game. And then Roseburg would tie the game up, and then a 3 gave them the lead at 5-2, and they've led ever since. They ended the first half with a 7-point advantage at 18-11. In that first quarter, Asher Vredenberg had a big quarter with 8 points to lead the way for all scorers in the ball game. Then Roseburg would stretch it out to as much as a 10-point lead at 30-20. Roseburg was in front by double digits. Crater would cut it back down to single digits before the halftime break to make it this 8-point deficit here at the halftime break. 30-22 our score, as Roseburg able to hang on to their lead and really put some pressure on this Crater team that has not lost all season. Roseburg came into tonight averaging 52 points per game, so they are on track to be in that vicinity, possibly above. On the other side for Crater, they are averaging almost 70 points a game at 69.4. So at 22, one of their lower scoring games of the season so far. In fact, the lowest scoring game for Crater this year has been a 58-point performance earlier in the year. So they are falling below hitting that mark even here tonight if Roseburg's defense can continue to play the way they have been. Roseburg's defense has done pretty well. They give up an average of 53 points per game. They've only played 2 games, so they had a season high allowed of 54 and a season low allowed of 52. So that puts you right there in the middle at 53 on that on the season so far for Roseburg. So we'll see how the second half, which team makes the adjustments and tries to come back here in the second half. That was the third quarter. The last time these two teams met last year at Roseburg High School, the third quarter was the big difference. Crater came out and outscored Roseburg in the third quarter 25-12 to build their lead and hang on for the victory. So Roseburg's hoping to avoid having a third quarter out of the locker room like they had a year ago, and they're already out on the floor getting ready for the second half of tonight's matchup. We'll have a look at your individual scoring from the first half of tonight's ball game here in just a moment, so stay tuned with us for that. Don't forget, coming up in the postgame show, we'll name your Mountain Mike's Pizza player of the game. Pizza the way it ought to be. That's Mountain Mike's. Stop by to fill up after home games, or you can also head by and watch the live stream during the away games. Just let them know that you'd like to do that, and I bet they can put it up on the big screen there for you. Take a 2-minute timeout. We'll come back with the recap of the first half scoring for you here on 541radio.com and on The Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
Mountain Mike's, pizza the way it ought to be.
Deciding where to purchase your next vehicle is just as important as the vehicle itself. At Roseburg Honda, our seasoned staff is dedicated to matching you with the right car. From sales to service, our goal is to make sure all of your needs are met, and you leave our dealership feeling good every time you visit. No need to waste your valuable time driving up and down the freeway when the ultimate car buying experience is right here at home. Roseburg Honda. We treat you like family.
Are you an enthusiastic sports fan? Want to have fun and get in on the action?
Heck yes, that'd be awesome.
Have great attention to detail? Want to stay active?
Definitely.
Want to give back to the student athletes in your community?
Obviously, yes.
Then you'd make an excellent high school sports official. We need more officials in Oregon, because with no high school officials, there are no high school sports. Sign up today at highschoolofficials.com.
Do I have enough money put away to retire?
Plan for your future with confidence. At Palm Wealth Management, we'll help you see a clear path to financial peace of mind. Call Palm Wealth Management today.
Brook Communications radio stations have joined forces with the News Review and Lotus Web Services, announcing the Lotus Media Group, a multimedia enterprise. Web, broadcast, print. Make it happen with Lotus Media Group, LLC.com.
8-point lead for Roseburg here at the halftime break. Joey Kieran here with you. Let's take a look at individual scoring from the first half of tonight's matchup. For Roseburg, the visiting team, they've got two players in double figures. Asher Vredenberg started out the game with 8 points in the first quarter, added 2 in the second. He's got 10. Micah Mendoza with 10 as well. He had 5 in the first, 5 in the second. You've also got Owen Bentia with 5. And Julian Lopez with 3, and Vincent Ash with 2 points in this ball game. Leading rebounder from the first half unofficially is Asher Vredenberg with 5 rebounds so far here tonight. And remember, stick around in the postgame show. We name your Colorcraft in the paint rebound leader. They'll be getting a $10 gift card to Java Run thanks to Colorcraft. On the other side, leading scorer for Crater with 6 points is Kyle Biddle. 5 points for Julian Grant, 4 points for Ben Higginson. Then you've got 3 points for Ashton Acree, 2 points for Cody Duckowitz, and 2 points for Elijah Bryant. That is a look at the first half scoring. Third quarter action just about to get underway. Roseburg in black, Crater in white. The Comets will get the basketball to start this third quarter here from Crater High School. Tonight's video stream is brought to you by the Cow Creek Tribe. We appreciate their sponsorship of Roseburg High School basketball. If you're watching on our YouTube channel, make sure you hit the subscribe button to follow Roseburg High Sports throughout this calendar year. Crater with the basketball to start the second half. They've got Grant right side, reverts back out to Acree at the top. He dribbles right side, whip it to Duckowitz, now to Biddle, thought about a deep 3, gets it back on the give and go, attacks right to the rim, and Kyle Biddle has got 8 in the ballgame as he scores the first points of the second half. Roseburg with their starting 5 on the floor: Mendoza, Vredenberg, Bentia, Luther, and Lopez. Bentia has his shot blocked, pulled away by Crater. Crater does have some good size out there. Biddle, one of the bigger guys, launches a 3 from the left side, no, and Luther pulled down the rebound. Vredenberg brings it into the front court. Roseburg leading by 6, 30-24 on the left side. Bounce underneath to Mendoza. Triple team almost walked, and he will get called for the travel. 1 minute, 1 second ticked off of this third quarter clock. So far, it's been the start that Crater wanted. Roseburg's got to regroup themselves here. Owen Bentia started out looking pretty good out there, running a lot of stuff, rebounding and defending. As a pass in the backcourt knocked away, and now a blocking foul on Roseburg. But Bentia was dealing with a couple of fouls from that first half, so that'll be something to watch for him. And Roseburg will pick up a foul here. First of the second half. Ashton Acree will inbound. Lobs it up the floor on the left side. Duckowitz attacking right to the rim. Hangs in the air and lays it in. He's got 4 in the ball game. And Crater has come out and storming out of the locker room. They are back within 4. Pass left side. Bentia with it. Dribbles into the left corner. They'll put it out around the perimeter to the far side for Vredenburg. Asher, no look pass to Luther at the top. He'll dribble to the near side. Hands it off to Lopez as they jump the handoff. Lopez got free in the lane, and Julian spins it through the iron. Stops the run to start the third quarter for Crater, but on the other side of the floor, going right to the rim, attacking into Asher Vredenburg. Kyle Biddle will draw the whistle against Roseburg. It's going to be a shooting foul on the block call against Vredenburg. Got that down for the first on Vredenburg, but I would not be surprised if that's not accurate. Like I said, I have a hard time keeping track of fouls. First one for Biddle. Drops in. His first free throws of the night. We'll make it a 5-point game once again. Looking to cut it back down to 4. His second is true. Gets them both. Kyle Biddle. 32-28. Roseburg in front. Crater charging back into this one. Pass near side. An open look at a 3 by Bentia. Clanks off. Long rebound is pulled in by Crater. Up the floor. Bryant gets it. Dribbles left side. Passes through the defense back out to the top. Grant gets it back to Bryant. Left wing. His flashy highlighter green shoes. He'll get it back left side. Going to try to dribble with the right hand. Gets in the lane. He hits the runner. Elijah Bryant, the junior. He's got 4. It's a 2-point game. Up the floor. Wide open underneath was Luther. He missed his first look. He'll get the second. So Luther gets his first points of the night and gets Roseburg back in front by 4. In the right corner. Bounce it away. Out to Biddle for a 3. And he buries it. Kyle Biddle starting to heat up. He had 14 in the win over Willamette on Saturday. Into the left corner. And a whistle as a call underneath. I think they might call a double foul. Yeah, they called Luther and Biddle for a foul underneath. Roseburg will inbound from underneath their own hoop with 5:05 to go. It's a 1-point ball game. Ball tipped out of bounds. It stays with Roseburg. Duckowitz got his hand in the passing lane there. So it'll be from the far side of the floor. Shot clock still at 35. Lob out to the top. Vredenburg tracks it down in the backcourt against Bryant. He'll revert to his left, pass into the corner, catch and shoot 3 from Mendoza, a little long underneath, fight for the ball. It's picked up by Bryant, and he will clear the defense. Crater gets the stop and a chance to try and retake the lead for the first time since the opening of the game. A 3 by Acree was off the mark. Roseburg with the board, up the floor. Vredenburg pulls it back out, turns, attacks baseline, gets it away to Lopez for a look at a 3. That shot was short. Underneath, Biddle with the board. Again, Crater with a look to try and take the lead. Bryant steps into a 3. That's short, and the rebound pulled down by Luther. Roseburg will have it. Mendoza's going to bring it across the timeline. Brings it to the near side. Hands it off to Vredenburg, attacking. High off the glass. It dies on the front of the iron and falls through. Asher Vredenburg helps Roseburg stretch it back out to a 3-point lead. 36-33. 4:01 to go here in this third quarter. Acree, shimmy shake, goes right side. He hangs in the air. Rebound comes down to Bryant. He got too far underneath, stuffs himself on the rim. Roseburg up the floor, running the break, and it's out of the reach of Lopez on the give and go with Mendoza. And neither team protecting the basketball all that well here during this stretch of the third quarter. 3:47 to go. Tonight's game brought to you by Palm Wealth Management, a member of D.A. Davidson & Company, member SIPC. Ashton Acree going to walk it up the floor for the Comets. They trail by 3, 36-33. Grant driving left side, leaning into it. He'll get the whistle to help him out there. Missed the shot. but it looks like he's heading to the free throw line. They called that one on Michael Bosley. He has come into the game. Vincent Ash into the game as well for Roseburg. At the line is Grant, and he knocks through the first. Julian Grant, 3 for 3 at the line with one more coming. Second one dances and drops. Makes it a 1-point game again. Roseburg leading 36-35. The 8-point lead erased. Head fake driving in, the runner, and the teardrop falls through for Micah Mendoza. Puts Roseburg back up by 3. On the left side of the floor, Acree driving left hand, cut off at the baseline by Ash. Hands it off to Dukowitz. His three-pointer, no, spits out of the cylinder. Fight for it underneath. Roseburg wanted a jump ball call. Instead, it's going to be a foul on Asher. Vredenberg picking up the foul there. And I think that's his third. Dakota Kaufman down there at the scorer's table, keeping the book for Roseburg, holds up 3 fingers to alert Coach Jordan Humphreys that Asher has gotten into a little bit of foul trouble here in this third quarter. 5 fouls against Roseburg now at this point as well. So heading to the free throw line is going to be Ben Higginson. He's got 4 points in this contest, looking to add to it here with his team trailing by 3. First free throw is no good for Higginson. Landon Fanigal will check in for Vredenberg. Tonight's game brought to you by Roseburg Honda. Buying a car can be a hassle, but at Roseburg Honda, it's different. Customer satisfaction is their highest priority. Visit Roseburg Honda, where they treat you like family because they are family. Double dribble called. The free throw was no good for Higginson. He missed them both. Bentia got the rebound, but pressure in the backcourt knocked it away from him, and he tried to restart the dribble after he got back to the basketball, and he gets called for the double dribble. So he turns it over. Roseburg on defense down to our right in the black jerseys. Backing his way in, Grant throws it off the backboard. No, underneath. That's on Grant. Underneath Bosley, boxing out. Grant tried to go over the top, and he gets whistled. Roseburg will have the basketball back, leading by 3, 38-35, with exactly 3 minutes to play here in the third quarter. Some full court pressure being applied by Crater. They will back off as Fanigal brings it up across the timeline to the right side, angles to the wing, hands it off to Mendoza. He draws a crowd, fires it to the left side. Ash passes it away, near side, a 3-4 Bentia. He splashes it through. Owen Bentia, his second of the game. And Roseburg's back up by 6. 41-35, 2.5 to go in the third. A 3 from Acree, too long, over the top of the backboard and out of bounds. And Roseburg will get it back, leading by 6, looking to try and stretch. If they can get it back to 8, that's where they started this third quarter. Fanigal will bring it across the timeline. We've been seeing him run the point a little bit more tonight than we had seen in the first 2 games. Another look at a 3-4. Bentia hits the front of the iron, and it's pulled in by Biddle on the offensive glass. Make that defensive. They work it up the far side here for Crater. Acree holds. 25 seconds on the shot clock. 2 minutes to play in the third quarter. Off the right iron on a 3 attempt by Dukowitz, who buries his head in his jersey. He's frustrated on a tough scoring night for him. He's got 4 points total. Long rebound went out of bounds in the corner. Roseburg will have it after the miss. 2 players in the backcourt for Crater trying to trap Fanigal. Coming to help was Mendoza. He gets it, walks it across the timeline, works left side, and he gets called for a carry. So back into the hands of the Comets. Both teams have been a little sloppy with the basketball. Into the left corner, Biddle Looking, surveying, out to the top to Duckowitz. Back in the left corner, catch and shoot on a three for Acree. No. And the rebound tipped up, saved back in, launched it back out to the top, did Higginson. And Crater gets a second look with a minute and a half to go in the third quarter. Acree, right side, bounce pass, handoff to Grant. Got it to Duckowitz. He drives in, and Roseburg's whistled for the foul as Higginson just barrels right through Micah Mendoza. And Mendoza's going to pick up the foul. It'll be a two-shot foul. And so to the free throw line here goes Cody Duckowitz. I thought it was Higginson that had driven in. It was Duckowitz, and he will hit the first. Duckowitz, his first free throws of the night. Cuts it down to a 5-point lead. Second free throw, also good. Got two at the stripe. And a timeout taken by Roseburg here in the third quarter. 1:24 to go before the fourth quarter. Let's take a 30-second timeout on 541radio.com and on the score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
How should I be investing my money?
Plan for your future with confidence. At Palm Wealth Management, we'll help you see a clear path to financial peace of mind. Call Palm Wealth Management today.
Mountain Mike's Pizza, the way it ought to be.
Tonight's Roseburg basketball game brought to you by Barnes Heating and Cooling, your complete energy company. Visit barnesheatingandcooling.com or call them at 541-459-1545. Roseburg leads it 41-37. Landon Fanigal brings it into the front court, harassed pretty tight there by the Crater defense. Bosley passes it away to Ash. Bentia gets it, and it's an offensive foul on Roseburg. They call it on Bosley, setting an illegal screen or a moving screen. Substitution, Julian Lopez will come into the game for Micah Mendoza. Roseburg getting whistled for some fouls here in this third quarter. Up the floor to the right side. Ball taken away by Bentia. He is out in front of everybody, and he lays it in. Easy two there for Bentia on the steal and the finish, and it's a 6-point game again. 48 seconds, lob underneath. Biddle lost the handle. Double team knocked it away from him. Up the floor, Ash has it stripped out from behind, and the ball saved back in. Lob up the floor for Duckowitz. He misses. He's short on the shot underneath. The putback is good for Biddle. Shot clock turned off with 28 seconds to go. It's a 4-point ball game. Fanigal into the front court, crosses over Higginson to the left side for Bentia. Ash to Fanigal on the far side, drives in. He tried to make the pass to Ash. Ball on the ground. 7 seconds, 6 seconds, and it's a jump ball called. And Roseburg keeps the possession. 6 seconds to play here in the third. Roseburg inbounds from underneath their own basket. Fanigal. And a player ended up on the ground as Roseburg's trying to stack it up. And the officials will step in to explain to the two sides what they want to see out of their decorum on the floor. Roseburg stacks it up. They've got 3 players stacked together. Owen Bentia at the left elbow by himself. Fanigal initiates from the baseline, and he gets it to Bentia. They run the inbound play to perfection. 2 seconds on the clock. A 3-quarter court heave is no good. And at the end of 3, it's 45-39. Roseburg is up by 6. We will head to the fourth quarter on 541radio.com and on the score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
At Douglas County Farmers Co-op, we want your four-legged friends to be healthy and happy. That's why we stock a carefully curated selection of pet, equine, and livestock supplies. From the premium foods your pets crave to grooming and show supplies that help you shine in the show ring, you'll find it at Douglas County Farmers Co-op. Our knowledgeable staff are here to help with those tough pet and livestock care questions. Stop by or shop at DouglasCountyFarmersCoop.com.
I'm confused by the huge market swings.
Get a better understanding of your finances. At Palm Wealth Management, we care about your priorities and help restore financial security. Call Palm Wealth Management today.
Mountain Mike's, pizza the way it ought to be.
Fourth quarter, 8 minutes on the board. Roseburg leading by 6 against Crater, trying to hand the Comets their first loss of the season and trying to get Roseburg back above 500 after losing for the first time last Tuesday. Out at the top, Dukowitz drives left side as Crater starts with the basketball. A contested shot for Dukowitz, and he gets it to fall through. He's got 8 in the contest as Roseburg launches it up the floor. Bentia gets it on the left side. He will toss out to Lopez. Fanigal gets it left side. Going to try and drive. Double team came, and he draws the whistle. So Roseburg will head to the free throw line here in this fourth quarter. It's Landon Fanigal. Fanigal's first free throw shot. Back iron, and it doesn't go through. First free throws of the year for Fanigal. Higginson will head to the bench for Crater. Back into the game comes Elijah Bryant with his 4 points. Leading scorer in the game now is Kyle Biddle with 15, as he had a big third quarter. 1 of 2 free throws at the line for Fanigal. In the corner, Bryant, a long three. No, he ended up getting knocked down as Bentia came up with the rebound. Lopez goes right into the middle, and he spins it high off the glass for a nifty 2. Roseburg back up by 7. Deep 3 by Biddle, rims out, and the rebound down to Fanigal. Pressure in the backcourt. Roseburg fans hollering, wanting a whistle. Didn't get the call. Lopez draws it out between the circles, straight away. Gets it to Bentia on the left side. We've seen guys off the bench playing some pretty good minutes here tonight for Roseburg. And they've been able to sustain this lead for the Indians. A long 2. Fanigal buries one. His first field goal of the night. He's now got 3. And Roseburg's up by 9, matching their largest lead of the night. Their largest lead was 10. Blocking foul. I believe that'll be Fanigal. It is. Inbound from the baseline for the Comets. Into the right corner for Bryant. Gives it away to Acree. Underhands it out to the top for Grant. Roseburg trying to keep it out of the paint. It goes right to Biddle on the left block. He kicks it out. Grant a 3. No, underneath. Fight for it. Dukowitz can't pull it away from Bentia. Roseburg's going to bring it up the floor. Ball tipped, and it's knocked out of bounds. It's going to be Crater basketball. And a technical foul called on Owen Bentia. So Bentia will pick up the first technical foul of the season for Roseburg. Was not happy with not getting the call there and the ball getting knocked away from him. Bentia has had a nice night. 10 points into double figures, right around his scoring average. Shooting the technical free throws will be Cody Dukowitz, right-hander. Squats and swishes the first through. Crater trying to keep their undefeated record alive here. Second free throw is good for Duckowitz. He hits them both, and Crater will have the basketball. So Bentia will head to the bench for a cool down. Crater will get the basketball. Asher Vredenberg came back in. You've got Vredenberg, Bosley, Lopez, Fanigal, and Ash on the floor. Only one starter out there for Roseburg. They lead by 7. A jumper from 8 feet off the mark. Vredenberg with the rebound, draws a whistle from Duckowitz. Vredenberg skying to get to that basketball, then got cut underneath. Went to the floor hard, but he seems to be all right. Sub coming in, Micah Mendoza back in for Roseburg. 7-point game, 5:52 to play here in this fourth quarter. Vredenberg hollers out the offense as he races to the midcourt stripe. Brings it near side, hands it off, and a whistle on Crater. Ashton Acree picking up that foul. Ash will inbound. Roseburg has it. 31 seconds on the shot clock on this possession. Left side, Vredenberg gets to the baseline. Spin move back to the rim. Bounces it through the defense out to Ash. Bosley will toss it to the top. Leaping to get there was Lopez. To the right side, Lopez hanging in the air. Gets his shot blocked by Biddle. He's got some good size. He's got some shot blocking in his jeans. Fires it up the floor. Biddle gets it back on the right wing. Out to the top for Acree. Goes right side. Bounce pass off to Grant. Drives through the middle. Leaner, and it rolls off the iron as he ended up on the turf. Rebound down to Asher. Vredenberg gets it to Mendoza, who gets a whistle as he goes baseline. Roseburg will inbound from underneath their own hoop. 4 fouls on Crater here in the fourth quarter. Roseburg one more away from getting to the bonus. Vredenberg initiates from the R on Crater on his own baseline. Asher gets it in the right corner, drives baseline, goes for the reverse. What a move! He lays it in. And Roseburg's in front by 9 once again. That pass tipped away. Vredenberg comes away with it. He'll race up the floor. They got 2-on-1. The shot blocked at the rim by Biddle as Mendoza went up to the iron. On the right side, Biddle catch and shoot on a 3. That one way off the mark. Lopez with the board. And Roseburg will slow it down a bit here as Lopez weaves his way through that center circle to the right side. Fires a pass to Mendoza. And an offensive foul on Roseburg. Call that one on Vredenberg. That's his 4th, if I'm not mistaken. Yep, 4 on Vredenberg. 9-point ball game nearing the midway point of this fourth quarter. Spencer Bingham checks in for Asher Vredenberg. Owen Bentia checked in for Vredenberg. Bingham will come in for Bosley. Crater with the basketball, trailing 52-43, 4:18 to go here in the fourth quarter. Driving right side, Acree back to Biddle. He gets to the middle of the lane, tries to angle around Mendoza, and I think Bingham's going to get called for the foul, swatting at the arm. Yeah, they will call that on Bingham. I've got it down for his 2nd. It does send Biddle to the free throw line where he is 2 for 2. First free throw, no good. Tonight's ball game brought to you by Chuck Swarman Family Auto Repair. Are you ready to go where life takes you? Second free throw rattles around and drops in for Biddle. And a timeout taken by Crater. We'll go ahead and take one as well. Let's work in a 30-second timeout here on 541radio.com and on the Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
communications radio stations have joined forces with a news review and Lotus Web Services, announcing the Lotus Media Group, a multimedia enterprise. Web, broadcast, print. Make it happen with Lotus Media Group, LLC.com.
Back here at Crater High School, where Roseburg leads the Comets 52-44 with 4:11 to go in the fourth quarter. Out of the timeout, it's going to be Crater basketball. Let's go ahead and pause 10 seconds for station identification. This is Roseburg basketball on the score. An 8-point ball game. Roseburg in front. Roseburg basketball out of the timeout by Crater after the 2 free throws there by Kyle Biddle. Full court press coming here from Crater. Roseburg's got to start moving. They get it to Bentia. He lobs it up the floor to Ash. Ash finds Bingham coming from the weak side, but he gets a shot blocked by Dukowitz. Up the floor. Crater with the basketball. A deep three, Dukowitz. He gets his first from behind the arc, and it's a 5-point ball game. 52-47, 3:43. Crater has found their way back in. Jump stop through the lane. Ball taken away. Nobody's going to stop the Comets. And a lay-in for Higginson. Lopez facing pressure, bounces it through the middle. It's taken away by Dukowitz, up to Grant, and we've got ourselves a 1-point game. And Roseburg's got to take a timeout. They should have taken one maybe a split moment sooner. Roseburg facing the press by Crater, and they felt the pressure. 52-51, 3:16 to go here in the fourth. We'll use another 30-second timeout on 541radio.com and on the score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
Deciding where to purchase your next vehicle is just as important as the vehicle itself. At Roseburg Honda, our seasoned staff is dedicated to matching you with the right car. From sales to service, our goal is to make sure all of your needs are met, and you leave our dealership feeling good every time you visit. No need to waste your valuable time driving up and down the freeway when the ultimate car buying experience is right here at home. Roseburg Honda. We treat you like family.
Well, Crater has fought their way back to make it a ball game. A quick run there. Out of that last time out, they are able to make it a 52-51 score. That's a quick 7-0 run for the Comets. Roseburg will have the basketball, full length of the floor, and they've been facing the press here from Crater. And I could see Micah Mendoza as he was headed to the huddle for that last time out. Calm down. We don't have to rush. Up the floor, Roseburg broke the press underneath. Friedenberg got hit, and no whistle, and Humphreys is fired up. He wanted a whistle, doesn't get one. Crater with the stop, driving left side. Pass out to the top. Dukowitz gets it to Grant. One-on-one against Bentia. Pass it away. Left side. Both teams with 4 fouls. Acree looking underneath. He gets robbed by Mendoza. One-on-one, and he travels. He saw Biddle coming up, and he knew he had a shot blocker looking to meet him at the rim. And I think he got worried about trying to attack for the lay-in. He needed to just probably try to go into the body of Kyle Biddle. Instead, it's a turnover. 2:40 to play in the fourth quarter. A 1-point game. Crater with the basketball trailing 52-51. At the top, Acree drives right side, got bumped. Higginson lost the handle. He put up an air ball, got his own rebound, fight underneath. Roseburg basketball. I think the shot was blocked for Higginson, and therefore was able to get his own rebound. Went back up, and Crater lost it out of bounds. Fire up the floor, Bentia on the near side. This press from Crater has been troublesome. Roseburg breaks it. They'll slow it down, trying to wear off the clock a bit here. Friedenberg draws it out. 20 seconds on the shot clock. 2:10 to go in the ball game. Bentia to the left elbow for Mendoza. Then back out to the top four, Lopez. To the right side, Ash gets an open look at a three. He didn't want to take it, and nobody was guarding him. Now Ash gets free underneath. He gets the bigs out to Bentia for three. It's off the front of the iron. What? They called a shot clock violation or a foul. They call a foul on Mendoza. So Roseburg's going to get Micah Mendoza whistled for a foul. And we walk the other side in the bonus. So shooting free throws will be Crater. Micah heads to the bench. I think I heard him say something about 4 fouls. Down to the other side of the floor we go. Free throws here for Julian Grant. He's got a chance to tie this one up and take the lead. First free throw ties us up. 1:50 to go in the fourth quarter. We're tied at 52 all. And second free throw coming. And Crater's in the lead. It's 53-52. Crater has the lead with 1:44 to go, their first lead since the first quarter. Driving baseline, Mendoza gets blocked by Biddle, gets it back, and he'll put it up and through. Just a gritty effort there underneath by Mendoza after getting his shot blocked, ripped it out of the hands of Biddle. Right side, Acree with it. Left hand to the free throw line. Offensive foul, I think is the call. It is offensive against Acree. I honestly thought he traveled before that. I felt like the whistle was kind of early for a possible offensive foul, but it's a turnover against Crater. Roseburg with the basketball, leading 54-53. Mendoza into the front court. Pass it away. Bentia, three from the corner. Back iron, no. Well, rebound, huge rebound for Ash. And a timeout taken by Coach Humphreys. With Ash trapped on the baseline. Roseburg will take the timeout, looking to try and draw something up and avoid the turnover there. 1:13 to go here in this one. Let's get one more 30-second timeout in, and we'll come back with the final 1:13 here on 541radio.com and on the Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
Remember the good old days? When you didn't have to make an appointment or wait in line for an hour just to talk to your teller. When businesses were local and gave back to the community. At Cascade Community Credit Union, there are some things will never change. We're the only credit union or bank headquartered in Douglas County, and making our members a priority has always been our priority. For easy and simplified banking, visit CCCU. No appointment, just come on in.
Back out of the timeout. Roseburg with the basketball, leading by 1, 54-53. Down to 19 on the shot clock. Mendoza back out to Vredenberg. Asher draws it back out. Roseburg with Bentia, Vredenberg, Mendoza, Ash, and Lopez on the floor as they try to hang on to the 1-point lead. 6 seconds to go. Mendoza, the runner, in the lane. No. Rebound tipped up, and it's taken away by Crater. Now the outlet pass knocked away by Lopez. A huge defensive stop. Crater can't get it back, and Vredenberg dribbling away from pressure, looking to try and see if Crater will foul. They don't. They're only down by 1. Lob across the floor to Ash. Roseburg playing keep away. 22 seconds. It's a 5-second differential. Roseburg out to Vredenberg. Crater not fouling yet. Now they get a takeaway. Out in front, it's Higginson against Lopez. He lays it in. And Crater will take a 1-point lead. 55-54. And the coach for Crater, Brian Scott, was pointing to the scoreboard for some reason. I'm not sure what his reasoning was there. And I don't know if maybe the clock kept running after the timeout. I think they might be looking to try and put time back on the clock. Timeout taken, Roseburg trailing by 1, 55-54. Crater in front after the steal. It was a 1-point game a year ago with Crater pulling it out with 9.2 seconds on the clock, and they look to try and do it again here tonight. Some guys from, I think that's from South Medford here, scouting this one this evening. Those look like, I think the coaches for South over there maybe. So they put exactly 14 seconds on the clock. Shot clock is turned off. Roseburg will have the possession out of the timeout, and they've got the full length of the floor to go. So expect some pressure here from Crater. Mendoza's going to inbound it. Mendoza, Vredenberg, Lopez, Bentia, and Ash on the floor. Dukowitz, Grant, Acree, Biddle, and Higginson, the starting 5 on the floor for Crater. Mendoza can run the baseline. 14 seconds. Get it into Bentia. He'll race it up the near side here. 1-point game down to 10 seconds. Hands it off to Vredenberg. Loose ball, knocked out of bounds. And it's going to stay with Roseburg with 5.7 on the clock. They'll have the inbound near their own bench, and Roseburg's going to take another timeout here. So we're going to hang out for just a little longer while Roseburg tries to draw up a shot in the final 5.7. Boy, this is reminiscent to last year's game. Tonight's contest brought to you by Dr. Alanson Randall Family and Cosmetic Dentistry. Visit drrandall.com or give them a call at 541-378-6694. Don't forget, stick around in the postgame show. We'll name your Mountain Mike's Pizza player of the game. We'll also have your Colorcraft rebound leader. Colorcraft, the only Benjamin Moore dealer in Douglas County, so when it's time for you to get in the paint, you can expect perfect matches with Colorcraft and Benjamin Moore. Remember, Colorcraft is a paint store, not a paint department. Appreciate everybody that's tuning in and joining us on the video stream tonight. Our video stream coverage is presented by the Cow Creek Tribe. All right, what does Coach Humphreys draw up for the most likely final play of tonight's ball game? Possibly. We'll see how it goes here. Roseburg's down by 1, so a made field goal could give them the win. If they can get to the free throw line, they could tie it up or take the lead. Both teams in the bonus. Mendoza inbounding near his own bench. Gets it out to Lopez. 4 seconds, 3 seconds. A 3 by Bentia. Hits the front iron. No, and Crater's going to stay undefeated. Final score 55-54, and the Comets steal another one against Roseburg at the last second. Roseburg started the fourth quarter leading by 6, and they cannot hang on to the lead. A couple of turnovers late ended up being costly. Final score 55-54. Crater improves to 6-0. Roseburg falls to 1-2 on the year. And we will tell you more about it when we come back as Roseburg on the road drops one here tonight from Crater High School. What a ball game we were treated to. Unfortunately, it does not go Roseburg's way here tonight. But we will take a look at the unofficial scoring from tonight's ball game when we come back here after a 2-minute timeout on 541radio.com and on the Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
Successful companies have a very important secret. Good advertising works and makes them money. That's why your business should contact Lotus Media Group. Let us help you cash in with multimedia advertising. Multiple touches from Douglas County's only Google certified partner and most effective advertising platform. Web, broadcast, print. Make it happen. Lotus Media Group, LLC.com.
To us, pizza the way it ought to be isn't just our slogan. It's our promise and our passion to give you the best dining experience and the best tasting pizza you expect. For over 40 years, we've been making pizza the way it ought to be, handmade with the freshest and finest ingredients. Our dough is made fresh daily, and we use 100% whole milk mozzarella cheese and toppings edge to edge. There's pizza, and then there's Mountain Mike's Pizza. Pizza the way it ought to be.
Looking for more local sports coverage? CBS Sports Radio 1490 The Score has you covered. Check out our homepage at 541radio.com for sports stories, scores, and podcasts. And follow us on social media. 1490 The Score is on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. And take the station with you wherever you go with the 541 Radio app. Download the app in your smartphone's app store and get access to a live stream of the station, sports stories, podcasts, and easy messaging with the station and others.
For over 100 years, Douglas County Farmers Co-op has been serving the needs of farmers, ranchers, and homeowners throughout Southern Oregon. Here, everyone is welcome. When you shop with us, you can expect good people, good products, and good advice. No membership needed. Just bring yourself, and we'll provide the expertise and products you need to tackle your next project. Douglas County Farmers Co-op, where everyone is welcome to shop.
Back here at Crater High School, where Roseburg drops a heartbreaker for a second consecutive year against Crater. Things don't work out down the stretch for Roseburg, and tough one here. 55-54 your final score. Crater improves to 6-0 on the season. Roseburg will go to 1-2 on the year. Joining us here in the post-game show is head coach Jordan Humphreys. Coach, tough one here tonight for you guys. Second year in a row that Crater fights back to get it at the very end. Big moments for this team to be able to kind of learn how to handle these kind of moments. But what was the thought process down the stretch of this game that you guys came away kind of thinking about there?
Got to take care of the basketball.
Yeah.
We definitely lost it. They didn't win it. Obviously, give them all the credit because they still battled back and got key stops when they needed them, and hit big shots when they needed them, and got big rebounds when they needed them, and we didn't.
I know, they called that timeout. You guys were up by 8, and they put a press on, and it just kind of really crumbled from there. A quick 7-0 or a run, and they got back within 1. What do you need to see from your team when a team tries to, in a big moment later like that, tries to put the press on? What do you need to see from those guys to be able to handle those kind of moments?
Well, maybe I remember it wrong because it's still so fresh, but I thought we broke it twice.
Okay.
And then they went on a 7-0 run. But either way, yeah, they went on a big run with the press, and it wasn't even an amazing, a lot of pressure press, and we just didn't take care of the basketball. Obviously, a little bit of composure would have been nice. Just like we've talked about, some young guys in new positions, getting big minutes, and in tight games, a lot of guys get tense up.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I know that coming in, Crater was undefeated, and maybe just kind of a big moment gets everybody there. And as you kind of said, young guys maybe tensing up at this moment. Hopefully this will be a learning opportunity for those guys. You feel like this will be an opportunity you guys can kind of take into practice and be able to kind of maybe figure out something, the way to improve and grow from this?
Yeah, obviously early ones are it's nicer to have these ones earlier than later. And, it's game time. I mean, it's impossible to create that atmosphere in a practice and have them, be put in those situations. And so they just got to experience it more.
You guys, it felt like you guys used a lot of the bench tonight, gave them extended minutes, some of those guys out there, and they were able to keep things going for the most part until late in that fourth quarter when things kind of turned in Crater's momentum. But felt like the second string guys or the second unit guys out there really did a nice job of being able to keep this game in your guys' advantage through most of the game. How'd you feel of just kind of the way the team throughout most of this game, kind of handled with what Crater was doing, and you guys being able to hang on to that lead for the most part.
Yeah, obviously, when we got in a little bit of foul trouble in the second half, we had some second-string guys out there, and they've been working hard in practice and proved that they could handle the situation, and we were willing to trust them, and they pushed the lead up a little bit in the fourth quarter, which gave our other guys an extended rest when they were in foul trouble.
Yeah. Well, a tough one here tonight for you guys. I know one that you really wanted to be able to head home with a victory for, but unfortunately, Crater comes out with the 55-54 victory tonight. Coach, really appreciate you making your way up to the booth.
Yep.
All right, Coach Jordan Humphreys joining us here in the post-game show. Appreciate his time. Taking a quick look at the numbers here real quick for us. 55-54, Crater with the victory. Their lowest scoring night of the year by 5 points, but they still come away with a win, so they'll take it. They ended up with 3 players in double figures by my tally. 16 points for Kyle Biddle, 11 for Julian Grant, and 13 for Cody Duckowitz, who had 7 in the fourth quarter. You had 8 points for Ben Higginson, who had 4 in the fourth quarter. You had 4 points for Elijah Bryant and 3 points for Ashton Acree for the Crater Comets here tonight. On the other side for Roseburg, I believe I might be missing 2 points in this one, but Roseburg, their 3 guys that usually end up in double figures look like they all got there tonight. 14 for Micah Mendoza by my count, 12 points for Ashton Friedenberg for Roseburg, and then 10 points for Owen Ben-Tia here tonight. 7 points for Julian Lopez, who has a nice night. In fact, has a new career high with those 7 points. I thought he played really well for Roseburg. You also had 3 points for Landon Fanagau, excuse me. He had a nice night off the bench. Didn't score a lot, but he did some really good stuff. Ran the point for quite a bit, so it looked good doing that. 2 points for Vincent Ash and 2 points for Caden Luther here this evening. That is a look at the numbers there. Time now to take a look at our Colorcraft in the Paint rebound leader for tonight. And by my unofficial tally, I've got Asher Friedenberg down as your in the paint rebound leader here this evening. I've got him down for 7 rebounds here tonight to go along with his 12 points. He will be receiving a $10 gift card to use at Java Run as tonight's rebound leader. Also, it's time now for your post-game Mountain Mike's Pizza Player of the Game Award here this evening. And let's see here. I'm scanning through it there. I'm trying to think of who might be a worthy candidate of this one. I had a couple of guys I really thought did pretty good. Second half scoring, though, a little light for Roseburg at times. I'm going to go with Julian Lopez as your player of the game tonight. Julian getting the award here this evening, scoring 7 points in the ball game, eclipsing. Actually, that's not a career high for him. He had 9 in his last one, so I got to update something on my sheet there. But so it's still nonetheless a good night tonight for Julian Lopez. Hit a big 3 in the second quarter. Scored 7 points pretty consistently throughout the ball game tonight. Did a nice job running the point at times, and so there you go. Julian Lopez is tonight Mountain Mike's Pizza Player of the Game. All right, that's going to wrap it up for us here from Crater High School. Quick programming note to let you know, with the holidays coming up, I am going to be heading out of town for a little bit of vacation time. So this will be our final broadcast of 2023 for Roseburg High Sports. We'll be back on the air in January when I get back from all the festivities, and Roseburg gets back from some of their little bit of a break there during the holiday season as well. So we will be back on the airwaves coming up in January. You can check out the broadcast schedule. We'll have things updated for you online at 541radio.com for that one. For the Roseburg boys, though, they'll be back to action coming up on Friday. They're at home, so we encourage you, since we're not doing the game, come on out and support the team at home coming up on Friday when they host Caldera. Up next for Crater is a home game here against Marshfield. That'll be coming up this weekend. Actually, it'll be coming up on Monday next week for Crater. As for Roseburg, looking forward to seeing how they continue to bounce back. They've had some really tight games. Their 2 losses have not been by much, and tonight a bit of a heartbreaker here against Crater. As we wrap things up, we want to say thanks to Crater High School for hosting us here tonight. They went out of their way to set us up with a great spot to broadcast from here this evening, and I really appreciate all of the hospitality from the Comets. Big shout out to Athletic Director Adam Blue, Head Coach Jordan Humphreys, and the entire Roseburg boys basketball program for allowing us to bring you another season of Roseburg basketball here on The Score. Back in the studio, running things on the radio side of our broadcast here tonight. I want to say thanks to Maddie Wormwood for running things on that side there. And as always, I want to say thanks to you, the fan, for tuning in for tonight's broadcast, because, of course, without you, I'm just a guy sitting here talking to myself. I'm Joey Keyran. We'll do it again in 2024. I hope everybody has a wonderful holiday season. And while I always hate missing games, looking forward to a chance to spend some time with family, and I hope you get to do so as well for whatever holidays you might be celebrating here coming up over the next few weeks. And we'll see you in the new year, so hopefully everybody will have a wonderful holiday season and get a chance to try and turn things over a new leaf in 2024, see what the new year has in store for us there. As we wrap it up, I want to say that to you. Thanks so much, everybody, for tuning in and joining us here in 2023. We look forward to carrying on the tradition coming up in 2024. We'll talk to you then, folks. I'm Joey Keyran. It's been great to be with you here on this Friday night on 541radio.com and on Douglas County's home for sports, The Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.